you have to be able to deliver. ऐसे तो नहीं बने ना Tariq Amin. I have given this industry a face. I've given Pakistan a face. Our fashion weeks are quite weak. W-E-A-K. Pretty kick-ass stuff. I'm a funny guy. I'm a really funny guy.
Hello, everybody. Today we have with us the legendary, the iconic Tariq Amin. He's no stranger to the world of fashion in Pakistan with his iconic work spanning 4 decades. You started your career in Karachi in 1983. Can you take us back to how it all began?
Oh, but this is the right place at the right time. The premier salon in 1983 in Karachi was Shaheen's. A friend of mine, very dear friend of mine, took me there, and he was wanting to get his hair cut, and they didn't have time. So I said, if they have an extra pair of scissors, I'll cut his hair. And he said, you cut hair? I said, yes, I do. And Shaheen walked up to me, and the first thing she said, without even meeting me, is, do you want a job? And 24 hours later, I was working at Shaheen's. Luck has a lot to play in our field. You get the right break at the right time. You get the right exposure at the right time. मैं बहुत खुशकिस्मत हूँ कि I was at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I'm sure. And you were the sole makeup artist from Pakistan at the Paris Fashion Week in 97.
Yes, I was. I had gone with Niloufar Shahid, Alia Zaidi. We were a trio team, and we performed at the Louvre in Paris, sandwiched between Parisian designers like Ungaro and I think it was, I'm not sure, it was a show collaborated with Olivier Lapidus. All the other, they were like, 10 models, 10 stylists, 10 hairdressers, 10 models, 10 stylists, 10 hairdressers. I had 10 models, 1 stylist, 1 hairdresser. And, it was an experience of a lifetime. Placing Boucheron jewels on Alia Zaidi was a lot of fun.
How exactly was it a Paris Fashion Week?
It's the real deal. The pressure is there, the glamour is there, the memories are there. It's something that you can never, ever forget, is having the privilege to do something like that. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and I'm very grateful that I can live to tell the tale.
And how would you compare it to the ones we have over here?
Our fashion weeks are quite weak. W-E-A-K. Unfortunately, Fashion Week is about business and making money and dressing the world. We have changed that Fashion Week into entertainment. We have changed it to putting your 12 jodas and having your friends come buy them the next day. It's hardly a fashion week. We tried, I've tried, we've all tried. I did Islamabad Fashion Week in 2011, I think. Did it for 3 years, put Islamabad on the map. We were actually registered with the World Fashion Organization. I went to New York for that. We had a series of buyers that came out for the first 3 those fashion weeks. So it's and then everybody else, they think that it's a business. कि ticket बेचेंगे और तुम भी आना और हम भी आएंगे. Like that kind of a situation, which it is not. Fashion Week is for buyers. It's for 50 guests of the designer. Over here it's a social, like, तुम्हें ticket नहीं मिला, मुझे मिला है, तुम party पे बुलाई गई हो, मैं नहीं, so it's not, this is not the real world. We don't live in a real world. We are living our lives with our own rules, with our own sense of whatever you want to call it, and that's a bit unfortunate. If we have to play the game the way it's done everywhere else in the world, we really need to get our act together.
Mm-hmm. And in 2016, you dressed up the PIA cabin crew. How was it?
A lot of fun. It was yet again another honor and a privilege to do the national carrier and come up with a new look. It was, when you're in the air, you want to look at somebody and feel like you can trust them. And if you see somebody who's glamorous with, like funky eyeliner, that doesn't instill any confidence in you. So we had to come up with a look that that spoke of the East, spoke of our culture, spoke of our, and it was a very simple look. So we had a training program. We had a master class that was given to the entire PIA crew. And we did sessions in Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi. And it did improve the overall sort of look of PIA.
I'm sure. And you have been featured in so many international publications. You have so many credits to your name. Do you feel like you are honored enough here in Pakistan?
Good question. No. I mean, other people have got pride of performance well beyond. I've been doing this for 40 years. Nobody's even looked at me for any of that. I've helped this entire nation up the game in the business. Fashion was some beauty and hair and makeup. It was not. I helped pave the way. Today, it's cool to be a hairdresser and makeup artist and be in fashion. But 40 years ago, it wasn't cool. And I think that being celebrated is we don't create our own icons. We celebrate Indian movie stars. We celebrate other culture. We don't celebrate inherently being Pakistani and our own icons and our own stars. Nobody wants to, unfortunately, be like our stars. Everybody wants to be like their stars. So, I mean, it's a kind of catch-22 situation. I'll be ungrateful if I say that I haven't been, but, I'm just being honest.
So you have always been kind of like a trendsetter, in the 80s coming into hairdressing. Also, were the first person to get credits in the local magazine.
Yes, I was. I was the first person to get a byline saying that, if you don't put my name as a because, the industry was nowhere when I came. It was just a bunch of handful of women that had little one-room salons in their house. I have given this industry a face. I've given Pakistan a face to show the rest of the world, when one of my biggest credits was, getting my name in the pages of Vogue magazine when I did Benazir's makeup for her wedding. And that kind of catapulted my career into I was booked for years ahead in advance. I couldn't travel, I couldn't plan a holiday, I couldn't do anything. So, I mean, it was an industry that has been, now it has become an industry. It's become an industry to reckon with. Now everybody's like, हाँ इसमें बहुत पैसा है, salon खोल दो. And so many people are doing that. They'll buy a building, 5 floors, give someone crores and crores of rupees to do the decor. I mean, you have a nice decor doesn't mean you're going to get a good haircut. Or anybody, I'm not a chandelier and velvet. I mean, I abhor things like chandelier and velvet. We are not that kind of a salon. I like my own vibe. I like things that give you inspiration. I love photographs. I love black and white. I love color. I love, edges that don't catch dust or hair. I am a cleanliness fanatic. I love manicures. I love pedicures.
Yeah. So I just want you to take me back to where did it come from, this vision of yours?
I think growing up, I was surrounded by beautiful things. From my mom to her friends, all these glamorous people. My father was a hotelier. I was very lucky to travel the world, see the world, and develop an aesthetic because that's where it comes from. You develop your aesthetic. बचपन से आपको ये जब जो चीज़ें नज़र आती हैं, जो आप देखते हैं, जो आप उठते हैं, सुनते हैं, खाते हैं, पीते हैं, it all affects, and I've always been very fortunate. I mean, God bless my parents because जो time मैंने उनकी ज़िंदगी में देखा था, I wouldn't compare that to my life, to my toe. They help me develop this aesthetic that I have, and I just used it to my advantage. And Allah ka lakh lakh shukr hai. I mean, I've been providing a service to now generations, third generation, fourth generation. The grandkids come, the husband has been, the children have been, so it's, I'm very, very, very lucky that I have a passion for what I do, and I've been able to make a career out of, and a living doing what I love.
And would you say it's all luck or hard work?
No, you have to be able to deliver. I mean, aise to nahi bane na Tariq Amin. You have to have, it has to be the whole deal. You have to have the right, you have to have the talent. You have to have the talent. You have to have the professionalism that carries you for 4 decades. You have to keep ahead of yourself. You have to think 10 things over in your mind to see what is endearing, what is lasting, what is timeless. Take a look at that picture. It's pretty timeless. It doesn't say anything, but it's just a beautiful image. It doesn't say 20s, 30s, 40s. It could be anytime, anywhere. And that's what my work is about. My work is about an understated, timeless elegance. I can knock it out the park.
I believe that 100%. You've been known as a rebel who's always believed in himself so much. What is the secret, you would say?
I've always been on the fringe of the fashion industry. I don't party with the models. I don't hang out with work is work, and your personal life is your personal life. I left the scene where it came to all the competitiveness and all of the Karachi and Lahore and this, and went home to Islamabad, where nobody is from Islamabad. And I decided a very long time ago to give up this rat race of tum ho number 1 or main hu number 2, or I'm really not pushed. I just want to do good at what I do. I want to still be the rebel that I've always been, because I don't conform to what, I'm the first person to say no to something. I'm not easily impressed. It takes a lot to shake my foundation, but again, like I said it earlier, it's a catch-22 situation. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. So, I've always just done my own thing, and I'm very lucky that I've been in that position where I can hold my own ground and say that I can do my own thing.
And I'm sure. So what would you say then is your competition?
Myself. Yes. Oh, definitely. You have to stay one step ahead of yourself. The competition is there. Like I said, everybody provides a certain standard of service and a certain standard of professionalism and stuff. आप वहाँ जाने के लिए खुश हैं, बिस्मिल्लाह आपको, आप यहाँ आने के लिए खुश हैं, you're more than welcome. So I've never, कि he's got more and she's got less, and I'm just not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. That doesn't excite me. That doesn't do anything for me. I want to stay true to who I am, and that's not me.
And you would say that you're still learning, or you're...
Oh, this business is a constant learning situation. I learn something. I'm learning something today talking to you.
Yeah. And how do you define a stylist?
Somebody that has an understanding of fashion history, all the आजकल तो स्टाइलिस्ट बहुत जम गए हैं. हमारे ज़माने में हम लोग भी स्टाइलिंग ही करते थे, मगर we never got either the credit or the monetary, they're charging through the earth, and we did it all for free. We were having fun. This is the big time. This is where the bucks are being made. And, like I said, I've seen like an 18-year-old girl coming to me and said, I'm a stylist, and said, oh, how very nice. She had a chipped nail polish, a little bit of dal on her top. And I was just like, sweetheart, let's get you some nail polish remover and a wet wipe. You know, beta इनके nail polish साफ कर दो और इनका ये खुद कर लेंगे, and you know, now you can talk to me. A stylist shouldn't have chipped nail polish and, you know, a piece of little runny dal on their t-shirt.
I agree. And what is beauty to you? How do you
A
define?
washed face. Beauty is a washed face. Somebody who just has a washed face. That's beautiful to me.
Tell us about your family.
I have a wife of 34 years, mashallah. We've been together. We just celebrated our 34th anniversary. We have a son who's going to be 31. My daughter is 20. We're all very close. We're all very, there are 3 Scorpios and 1 Aries.
And how do you relax?
We have 11 cats and a Shih Tzu, who I adore.
What is it that is in your future cart right now?
You know, things have changed since COVID has begun. And it's been a very, very tough time for the beauty industry. You know, salons were closed for 7 months, completely shut down. And then, you know, because of being in the hotel, hotels were even worse hit. You know, we've been able to survive that entire time. I just hope that we can just continue the current situation in the country is not doing the beauty business any ऐसा जब माहौल हो जाता है तो फिर कुछ करने को दिल नहीं करता, ना आपको ब्लो ड्राई का मूड है, ना आपको मैनिक्योर का मूड है, ना आपको हेयर कट कराने का मूड है. So, you know, like, I just hope Allah khair kare, that everything, you know, stays on track in Pakistan. There's a huge future and a potential still that's there for, you know, everyone in the industry, everyone in the business. I hope we can unite at some point in time. You know, everybody does their own thing and everybody's got an ego wider than my waist. And so you know, for we've all got to sort of just keep your feet on the ground and, you know, do something for the others who are going to join this field and not face the hardships that we have faced, and not, you know, face the you know, the problems that are there in the industry. I mean, you know, there's so much wrong with the industry that it's sometimes a bit daunting, a bit scary. You know, when you hear things, and you know, there's got to be you know, everything. There's always room for improvement. You know, with everything. I think with this, you learn every time. We just did a show. I just did a show for Ali Zishan as I think it was the first big TDAP show, was about a couple of weeks ago in Karachi at the Expo Center. And it was the first big event since COVID happened. So it was so nice to see, you know, everybody after such a long time. All the models were there, all the, you know, the backstage and the crew and the designers and the, you know, Anushe and Dino and the people who are, you know, doing the red carpet. And so it was so nice to just see that we are all still alive, because we're not, everybody's just doing their own thing in their own little, you know, yeah, and their own little bubble, which we've all created for ourselves. So that time of some form of camaraderie to take shape and to be able to celebrate each other as opposed to bringing each other down. I mean, we are so good at that, you know, like, it's quite sad. It's quite sad to have this, you know, I, me, my kind of, that's why I sort of, you know, got out of that like 20 years ago and said, maine nahi khelna. Khush raho. Jo marzi hai karna, khush raho. I'm just going to do my own thing. Everybody is welcome. I'm there for everybody. You just need to call me. We'll figure it out. But you know, वो एक लोगों ने भी ये बना के डर बना के रखा. There are many people in the industry. Oh, Tariq is very difficult to work with. Tariq is this. Tariq is that. And when people meet me, they're like, "You're not like anything like I heard of. You're so friendly, and you're so so much fun.
And after 40 years, what do you get to hear about yourself?
Oh God, what haven't I heard about myself? We'll have to come up with a separate program for that one.
So, what's your advice to the younger generation stepping into the fashion industry?
I hope that people continue to want to be in this industry. The fashion industry, yes, but hair and makeup, people are, every year, every couple of years, वो एक trend चलता है. एक ज़माने में everybody wanted to be a designer. Then everybody wanted to be in media. Now everybody wants to be an actor because the movies have taken off. So, I mean, you have to have the talent to be an actor. You have to have the talent to be a singer. You just can't, मुझे अली ज़फ़र बना दें. भाई, छन्नो गाओ तो बनाऊंगा ना आपको अली ज़फ़र. Mashallah, look at where he is at today in his career. He is a superstar, on big screen with his music, the still buddies. Those are the things that make you feel that, yes, there is, because I'm that person. I love to look for raw talent. I mean, all the model hunts I've done, nobody else does them, because nobody wants to put the time and effort into looking for. I get, after so many years, I get sick of watching the same people. I don't want to, बस हो गया ना, कोई और होना चाहिए.
So, you discovered so many faces, such talent you've put forward. What was it that spoke to you about some?
Their talent, their actual talent, their faces, their voices, their acting abilities, their performance. We don't have institutes, we don't have places that you can. There are no talent scouts. There's some sleazy guys who will say model banna hai, number do, and all of that. There's lots of that happening. But an actual person, like I stopped doing that. I feel like I don't. When you're 18 years old and some bald man comes up to you and says, "मैं Tariq Amin हूँ और आप model बनना चाहते हैं," I'm like, I did that when I was younger, when I was single. Now I'll send her, I'll send you, I'll send him and say, okay, you go and look at that kid and say, okay, I work for Tariq Amin and that you should be a model. So that keeps me in a different picture as if I'm, going out and handing my number on a piece of paper to a young lady. I think that's pretty tacky. So, times change, and, at one point I was doing it myself, like I said, and now I do it through the team.
Right. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
So you are the original when it comes to hair and makeup and styling, and you've been in the industry for so long. Do you think that अब हम उस stage पे हैं जहाँ पे maybe we're copy pasting या stagnation
Of course, बहुत of course आ गई है. Copy, nobody, हम बैंकॉक जा रहे हैं शूट के लिए, आप एक दरवाजे के सामने, where's Bangkok? You could have done that in Khadda Market or Kharadar or wherever you want, like a door is a door. You don't need, so that, all these budgets and this being spent for, lawn is, I don't agree with all this stuff. I don't agree with lawn being 20,000 rupees for a suit. I really don't. Lawn should be a disposable garment which you give to the Masi after, the summer is over. But then you got to be really careful because your Masi could be wearing an outfit that one of your guests is wearing because, it's accessible to everybody. Before, lawn was something that you would only find in like Juma Bazaar. And now, it's become this designer thing with embellishment and gote and shote, and it's just ridiculous.
I agree. So you appeared in Ali Zafar's Channo.
Oh, and so many more. Started with Mr. Fraudier, which was with Awaz. Did lots of videos with Abbas Ali Khan. With Ali Zafar, yes, most definitely. One of my favorites. Fusion, Kamaj. I've done some pretty kick-ass stuff.
Did you ever think of having an acting career?
I've done little guest performances. Everybody sends me a script in which I'm a bad guy. The black horse, the dark dude. I'm a funny guy. I'm a really funny guy. I don't want to be remembered as, a negative character. I'll do a positive character, even if it's a tiny character. But I don't want to do a negative character. And that's the only kind of scripts people send me. So I decline 90% of everything they send to me. But most of the times they just want Amin to be Tariq Amin. And whenever they want that, I'm there.
And you also started your own reality TV show.
Yes, I did. Tea with Tea. It did really well. We wanted to go, tried to, coffee with Karan. We are not a coffee drinking nation, so tea with tea.
And if a fashion week was offered to you right now, would you do it?
Probably not, because, been there, done that. It's not very exciting to me anymore. I don't find the whole, if it was done for the way it is meant to be done, I would think about it. But if they want one of these little variety programs that keep happening and, not interested.
And you've done so many celebrity makeovers. Something that's so memorable, your favorite one?
I don't think it was a makeover that I did, but I think the best experience I ever had in my life was meeting Angelina Jolie and giving her a little kiss.
I'm sure that's on top of the list. And you did Benazir Bhutto's wedding look.
Yes, that was something that was the pinnacle of my career. That kind of catapulted me into the big league. Mine was written about in Vogue magazine, and it was a big stepping stone for me in my career. That sort of, I had arrived when I did that.
And how was it like? How was the aura?
Amazing. I mean, she's a beautiful, very, very, charming person and personality. She came to me and she went all over in Karachi, as a matter of fact. She had trial makeups with most of the people that were doing makeup at the time in Karachi. And she chose me out of all of them. And she was in school with my sister, so there's a little bit of family background over there. My parents, her parents. And so I came along with the right mom and dad as well. So it was the right choice, I guess. So, and it was an honor. It was a real honor. I mean, I have amazing memories of, going to 70 Clifton to do her makeup. And, it was I wish I had an opportunity to have done Bakhtawar's makeup, or I think her youngest daughter recently got married. It would have been a real, like I said, generation thing, but such is life.
Yeah, and you've believed in less is more for brides.
Always, always. I think most of the brides look like the groom's mother sitting next to them right now. They're like so over made up and glittery and little bit of shine here, and it's not my kind of. A dulhan should look like a dulhan. Old school, beautiful. I believe in, I'm not a 3D lash person. Yeah, for a shoot or ramp or whatever, that's okay. But for somebody sitting, a foot away from you, no. I think a bride must look fresh, innocent, like a girl, and not like the groom's mother.
So you styled for Vital Signs cover album.
Yes. You've done a lot of homework. I'm most impressed. Yeah. They were all friends. We were all we grew up together. Junaid is a really, really old friend of mine. Rohail, Shahi, all the Rizwan, all of them are buddies till today.
And your and Tapu Javeri's team has been labeled as the dream team.
The two of us together in a studio is like...
What made it work?
Appreciating each other's work, understanding each other's strengths, understanding each other's shortcomings. Tapu is amazing with his creativity and because he does his own developing, he's in the dark room and, he can manipulate and create. He can create an image outside of the image that you had shot. And that is, to me, a true artist, somebody who can deliver you your, and because of that, and we worked so much together. It was it was something that we would do just for fun. Okay, what are you doing tonight? I'll bring in 4 girls over. Let's do a jewelry shoot. Let's do it. Let's do it. We did it. So it's having that common ground. The similar aesthetic. We both love things that are. He's a jeweler. I love jewelry. Everything just the mix was just has always been perfect.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a statement that you're obsessed with hair.
I am. I'm totally obsessed. I'm obsessed with people feeling good about themselves, whether it takes a haircut or a blow dry or a makeup or a, manicure or whatever. I want people to feel. For me, that's what gives me a kick to get up and go to work again, is just making people feel good about themselves.
And would you say blonde hair or dark hair?
Dark hair. Even though blondes have more fun.
And what do you love about Tariq Amin? Tell us 3 things.
That I'm original, I'm loyal, and I'm honest.
Everybody knows that you love what you do. What is that one tip you would say?
Find what you love. You've got to first find it.
You have discovered such young talent in so many people. Do you think people often forget what their first step was in success?
They need to be reminded once in a while. I'm pretty good at that.
And Ushna Shah is your...
My niece-in-law, yes.
How is it having her in?
It's lovely to welcome her to the family. She's very much a part of my nephew's life now. They're in Paris having a ball of a time at the Beyonce concert, watching Federer play and watching Djokovic play tennis, and she's lovely. I'm very happy to have her. My nephew is. They're both so in love with each other, and it's so nice to see. The last wedding in the family was my wedding, our wedding, 34 years ago. Things have changed a little bit, but I wish them a long and a life full of just happiness.
And tell us about the woman in Tariq Amin's life.
The only woman in my life. The best thing I've ever done in my life.
Well, thank you so very much.
Pleasure.
It was our pleasure to
My
have.
pleasure. It was lovely talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you.